To have a long career, that's the goal, to be in the league for 20 years. I tell you, that's the goal.
Garth Gilmore told me one time, he played for Chicago, he said, if you expect to play a long time in this league, you better quit mopping up the floor. And I thought, well, he's crazy, because that's what basketball is all about.
Bird takes it away from Wilkins, goes to the floor and gets it up ahead.
And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Larry Bird doesn't speak up often anymore. The legend who built a Hall of Fame legacy by letting his game do the talking has mostly stayed silent while today's stars argue about who belongs in the GOAT conversation. But according to people close to the Celtics icon, a recent comment Kevin Durant made on LeBron James' podcast finally crossed the line. And what Bird is reportedly saying behind the scenes now is something every basketball fan needs to hear.
Yeah, I'm 10, 12 years in, I got 4 MVPs and 4 championships, but do I still want to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
You know how hard it is.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
Right?
Yeah. And then I want to come back. Or some people say, I'm going to go 22 straight.
Coward.
The controversy blew up on LeBron's Mind the Game podcast. Durant was sitting across from LeBron as they discussed longevity, greatness, and what it really takes to build a legendary career. Then KD dropped a line that sounded innocent at first, but carried a very clear, very pointed subtext. He brought up Michael Jordan's 1993 retirement, smirking as he said it. Some people say, I want to go play baseball, Durant joked, giving LeBron a knowing look. LeBron burst out laughing before Durant even finished the sentence. The cameras caught everything. They knew exactly what they were implying. They were painting Jordan like he walked away from basketball out of boredomas if he quit and went searching for something easier.
My father just passed. We just finished our 3rd championship season where, we had a lot of different personalities, going against each other. And
individual goal was that Magic, Bird, Isaiah never did this. So that meant a lot to me to do it for the 3rd time, yes. I won't say that I'm better than those people.
Meanwhile, LeBron's been playing for more than 20 years, so the implication behind the joke was obvious. Longevity equals toughness. Staying in the league means you're more dedicated than someone who stepped away. But that's exactly why Larry Bird reportedly couldn't stay quiet, because the comment completely distorts what really happened in 1993. That Jordan didn't just wake up one day and decide he was bored with basketball. That summer, his father, James Jordan, the man who pushed him, guided him, and helped shape him into the greatest player ever, was murdered during a robbery. Gone, just like that. And Michael Jordan, fresh off his 3rd straight championship, at the absolute height of his dominance, walked away from the game for one reason: to grieve, to heal, and to honor his father by chasing a dream they had shared together, playing professional baseball. So when Durant throws out that line about some people go play baseball with that smirk, he's not just making a joke. He's reducing one of the darkest moments in Jordan's life into a punchline. He's taking a tragedy and using it to subtly paint Jordan as weaker than players who stayed in the league longer. And LeBron, sitting right there laughing along, effectively co-signed it. That's what reportedly crossed the line for Larry Bird, because Bird knows something about pain. He played the last stretch of his career with a back so destroyed he had to lie flat on the floor before games just to get ready. He understands playing through injuries, through adversity, through personal battles. And he knows Michael Jordan didn't quit in 1993. He did what any human would do.
I competed hard. I played the game the way it was supposed to be played. I played injured, and I played with a lot of pride. So I owe everything to the NBA.
Michael Jordan, the Magic Johnsons, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, we earned what we got. When the corporate America came to us, we had a game that could validate their admiration
and sponsorship and all that, yeah.
Now they get that before they play one game.
Yeah.
So you're rolling the dice to see if this kid's ever going to be good or not.
Yeah.
So in essence, you're paying the kid off of potential.
Yeah.
That he may be great.
You don't think that's good?
No, because I think it sets bad work ethic. When you get something so easily, you're not going to work as hard.
Let's talk about when Michael Jordan actually retired the first time. Was it after getting bounced in the first round? After collapsing in the finals? After some humiliating failure, not even close? Jordan stepped away after winning a 3 straight championships, something Magic Johnson never did, something Larry Bird never did, something Isaiah Thomas never did. Jordan climbed the absolute peak of basketball, planted his flag at the top, and then walked away while carrying the weight of the greatest personal tragedy of his life. That isn't quitting. That's a man who was mentally and emotionally drained after dominating the sport and dealing with unimaginable grief. And here's where the irony becomes almost comedic. Who's calling Jordan a quitter? Kevin Durant. A player widely known for one of the most criticized decisions in NBA history. In 2016, Durant's Thunder were up 3-1 on the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. They collapsed. They blew the lead. And what did Durant do next? He joined the very team that beat him, the 73-win Warriors, stacked with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. To this day, that move is considered the most spineless, legacy-damaging decision any superstar has ever made, and it didn't stop there. Durant bailed on Brooklyn when things got messy, demanding a trade because the pressure of building something real was too much. Then he went to Phoenix, and the moment things didn't go flawlessly, he was ready to jump ship again. And this is the guy trying to label Michael Jordan a man who walked away after a three-peat and the murder of his own father as a quitter.
What's happened to the rivalries in today's game? Like, I mean,
they don't hate each other.
That's
they don't like. See, I hated Larry and every Celtic. I really don't like you, but you're my little brother. Now I love you because you out of that green and white. That's what it was, right? You. The Celtics, Lakers hate each other, disliked each other. So it made for great TV and people tuning in. And now with, I don't know if it's AAU, I don't know what it is. Now everybody's shaking each other's hand. Everybody like each other, won't go at each other like really hard. Even that's what happened to the All-Star game, see?
Yeah.
See, the All-Star
carried into the All-Star game. Right there.
See, we hated the East.
Right.
I'm coming to bust you.
Right.
Michael, Isaiah, Dr. J. You can't have one over me. See, I'm coming to get that. Now,
okay,
see,
Magic, this is what I said.
Let them score 200 to 200. What is that?
LeBron and KD and Steve Nash did their little podcast thing, and they always drag the legacy of Michael Jordan.
What is it called? Was it Cry Me a River?
Cry Me a River. I think
Cry Me a River podcast? Oh, my God. I tell you what, man, listen. I was watching
Revisionist history, they should call it.
Yeah, you know what, Mark? Great players don't have to tell people they're great.
Yeah, that's true.
You let fans do that. You let people debate it on talk radio and podcasts. You know, players don't have to do that. You know, we all know you're great. You don't have to tell us. You know, when you have to go around trumpeting that you're great and what separates you from all the other people that makes you greater than them, that's a problem. You know, that's a problem. That's why I say it's a Cry Me a River podcast, because you're crying and moaning about what they said. And they were kind of sneak dissing MJ. If you really listen between the lines, you know, they were talking about, Kevin Durant was talking about how longevity is more important than rings and all that other stuff. Being in the league basically for 20 plus years shows the dedication and the hard work that you had to do to stay here. But he failed to mention, you know, the load management and this guy only playing in no more than 3 times in his career, you know, 82 games in a season.
Yeah, right.
LeBron's only played 1 time 82 games in a season. MJ 9 times in his career played 82 games, plus playoffs and championships that goes into 115 games. So to listen to these guys discredit the former players and how great they were to you know, basically step on top of them to get themselves higher is real.
And then there's LeBron. When things got difficult in Cleveland the first time, he didn't tough it out, packed his bags and took his talents to South Beach to join Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. When the Heat started aging and the dynasty began slipping in 2014, he went right back to Cleveland. And when that situation cooled off and the roster fell apart, he headed to Los Angeles. Every time adversity showed up, LeBron found a new exit. And look, there's nothing wrong with switching teams. The NBA is a business. Players have every right to move, but what you can't do is bounce from superteam to superteam, constantly reposition yourself to stay in the spotlight, and then turn around and mock Michael Jordan for stepping away after a three-peat while grieving the murder of his father. That's not just disrespectful, it's delusional. And Durant didn't stop at the baseball jab. He doubled down, saying that the real goal for an NBA player shouldn't be championships or MVPs or maximizing your talent, it should simply be playing 20 years. Longevity. Just sticking around. And LeBron sat there nodding like this was some profound revelation instead of what it actually is. A complete misunderstanding of what greatness truly means. This is where Jordan's entire philosophy completely destroys their argument and where Larry Bird's reported response hits the core truth. Michael Jordan didn't chase longevity. He chased dominance. Every season, every possession, every moment. His mission was simple: maximize himself, maximize his team, win championships, and crush whoever stood in front of him on both ends of the floor. Jordan played 15 total seasons, really only 13 full ones if you account for his retirements. And in those 13 years, he accomplished, that's not just impressive, that is as close to perfection as basketball has ever witnessed.
But you have to really play hard. Does that hurt you physically?
No, because when I play hard all the time. You know, there's no turn it on here, turn it off here. It's just 110% at all time.
We come to practice, he's on one leg. Like he was hurt the second year, he was on one leg the whole year and played 82 games. Wow. Like, and so he practiced every day and he played every game on one leg. And so you're like, man, MJ, why don't you just sit up? How can I be the leader of the team and sit out and y'all going through all the credit? I gotta be there.
I twisted my ankle and I had a teammate, David Greenwood. He says, you know, you twist your ankle, young fella, come over and sit with me. You know, this is, you need to. I said, no, man, I'm trying to make a name for myself. There's no way I can sit. You know, I need to get out there and show what I'm capable of. I want to play. I want to win. I want to make an impact.
Now take a step back and look at Durant and LeBron together. Between the two of them, they've played 39 seasons, almost 3 times the length of Jordan's true peak. And what do they have to show for it? 6 championships, 0.5 regular season MVPs, 0.6 finals MVPs, 0.5 scoring titles, 0.5 all defensive selections. That's their combined resume across nearly 40 years of basketball. Jordan matched or surpassed that be himself in basically a decade, twice the time, half the results. That's the difference. But stats only tell part of the story. The real separation comes down to mentality. When Michael Jordan entered the league in 1984, he played all 82 games as a rookie. And that wasn't in today's cushy NBA. This was the most physical, most punishing era the league has ever seen. Teams flew commercial. 1 trainer. 1 strength coach. Brutal back-to-backs. Constant travel. Bodies were pushed to the limit every night. And players still showed up. In the 1999 to 2000 season alone, 58 different players played all 82 games. Now compare that to today. The modern NBA private jets, massive medical staffs, sports science departments, hyper-advanced training facilities, personalized nutrition programs has the worst player availability rates in league history. Players have more comfort, more technology, more recovery tools than ever, and they're playing less than ever. Why? Because the mindset changed. Jordan saw being an NBA player as a privilege, not a burden. He believed fans who worked long hours and saved their money deserved to see the best players play every time they bought a ticket. When you're making tens of millions and sit out because you're a little tired, that's not protecting your body. That's disrespecting the people who make your career possible. Jordan understood that. He respected the game. He respected the fans, and he respected the responsibility that came with being great.
Like you mentioned a little bit about today's game, because we had Clever on here and he talked about load management. He said, I don't know what the hell that is. Where is it going? And that's number one. And number two, how do we get it back?
Even for me, I love the NBA game, but then I turn on to a game, right? And then the stars are not playing because of load management. Mm-hmm. It's hurting the game.
You know, the fans are there to watch me play. I want to impress that guy way up on top who probably worked his ass off to get a ticket or to get money to buy the ticket.
You really cared about the guy who sat in the top deck at the Palace in Auburn Hills to watch you when you came to Detroit?
Yeah, because I know he's probably yelling at me and I want to shut him up. So if the guys are coming to watch me play, I don't want to miss that opportunity. Now, physically, if I can't do it, then I can't do it. But physically, if I can do it and I just don't feel like doing it, that's a whole different lens.
There's a legendary story about Michael Jordan twisting his ankle early in his career. A teammate told him to sit down, take it easy, let it heal. Jordan refused. He said he was trying to make a name for himself, that he needed to prove what he could do, that every minute on the floor mattered. And the crazy part? That mindset never changed. Even when he became the biggest star on the planet, Jordan still showed up for the fans sitting in the very top row, the kid who saved up all year just to see him play. Meanwhile, LeBron James has played a full 82-game season exactly once in more than 20 years. Just once. Legends like Larry Bird, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, even Allen Iverson did it multiple times. And the real issue with load management. When the face of the league sits out, the rest of the league follows. If LeBron can rest, why can't everyone else? Suddenly role players rest, bench players rest, and the entire NBA starts acting like the regular season doesn't matter unless it's April. And who pays the price? The fans. They buy expensive tickets, show up to the arena, and see half the stars sitting on the bench in street clothes. Kevin McHale said it best. Jordan's era was different because Jordan set a different standard. When he was the face of the NBA, players showed up. They competed. They played through pain. They played because that's what being great demanded. Jordan missed 64 games one season with a broken foot. Management wanted to shut him down for the year. Jordan refused. He came back, even on a strict minutes limit, just to be on the court. And when games came down to the final 30 seconds, he didn't ask to be out there, he demanded it. Not for stats, not for legacy padding, but because he couldn't stand the idea of letting his teammates or the fans down. That's the difference. That's the mentality gap. And that's why Jordan's standard still towers over the modern NBA.
Term load management thrown around.
It shouldn't be needed, first and foremost. I never wanted to miss a game because it was an opportunity to prove. It was something that I felt like, the fans are there to watch me play. I want to impress that guy.
It's all about winning championships and winning.
Today's players are making $95 million and still claim they can't play basketball 4 nights a week. They can't play back-to-backs. They need rest days baked into the schedule before the season even begins. And fans are just supposed to accept that. How do you charge families hundreds of dollars for tickets when the stars they came to see might not even touch the floor? It's killing the product. People tune in for marquee matchups, and the best players are in street clothes because of load management. That never would have happened in Jordan's era. It never would have happened in Larry Bird's era. Those guys understood something today's players seem to have forgotten. You earn what you get. You don't coast on potential or reputation. You show up and prove it every night. Jordan and Bird each played fewer than 15 full seasons. Why? Because they left everything on the court, diving for loose balls, fighting through screens, playing defense like the game was life or death. They weren't pacing themselves for year 20. They weren't thinking about longevity. They were locked in on that night's game and that season's championship. They burned so hot that their careers couldn't last forever, and that's what made them legendary. In shorter careers, they achieved more than some players do in 2 decades. Meanwhile, Durant and LeBron have spent years chasing individual numbers, points, stats, all-time leaderboards. Jordan said it himself, if he cared about scoring records, he would have kept playing and chased Kareem. But he didn't. He cared about rings. He cared about winning. He cared about being the best when the lights were brightest. There's another part of this story nobody talks about. Jordan's generation earned their massive contracts and endorsements. They built the NBA into must-watch TV. They created the global brand today's players profit from. Only after winning championships and filling arenas did the big money come. Today, rookies get max contracts before they play a single NBA minute. They get shoe deals worth millions based purely on potential. And while that's fine from a business standpoint, it absolutely shifts the mentality. When you get everything up front, there's less hunger to earn it every night. Jordan and Bird came from a world where nothing was handed out. Every dollar, every endorsement, every ounce of respect, you had to fight for it. So when Durant says the goal is playing 20 years, he reveals the fundamental difference between his era and Jordan's. Jordan never wanted to stick around. His goal was to dominate, be undeniable, and leave a legacy nobody could touch. And he did it in 13 full seasons. Durant and LeBron have nearly 40 combined seasons, and they're still chasing his shadow. Every debate still circles back to Jordan. Every ranking still puts him at the top. Longevity can't erase the truth, and here's the kicker that makes Larry Bird's reported response so powerful. NBC just brought Michael Jordan back into the NBA's broadcast universe. Why? Because even now, 2 decades after retiring, Jordan has more pull than anyone currently playing. When Jordan speaks, people listen. When he says players should show up every night and respect the game, that message lands. That's Jordan's real response to Durant and LeBron. Not a podcast rant. Not a tweet. Not a defensive press conference. His response is his legacy. His name. His impact. The fact that he's still the standard everyone measures themselves against. And according to those close to him, Larry Bird has been telling friends exactly that. Bird believes Jordan doesn't need to defend himself. His career already did that. The numbers speak. The championships speak. The way he played speaks. And Bird understands it because he built his own legacy the same way, competing every night, regardless of pain or circumstances. LeBron and Durant can laugh on their podcast all they want. They can dismiss the importance of championships. They can joke about Jordan's baseball retirement. But they're still compared to him. They're still measured against him. They're still trying to convince people they belong in his conversation. That right there tells you everything. Jordan never had to convince anyone. He just showed them game after game, season after season, championship after championship. Greatness doesn't need 20 years. It just needs a moment. A game. A season. Jordan had 13 seasons of that. Durant and LeBron, with all their longevity, all their stats, all their narratives, still haven't matched what Jordan did in basically a decade. That's not opinion. That's simple math. That's history. So yes, Jordan responded to Kevin Durant and LeBron. And Larry Bird backed him up completely. They just didn't need to say their names. Their careers already did the talking. Their mentality did the talking. Their legacy did the talking, louder than anything said on a podcast, louder than any excuse about load management, louder than any joke about baseball, because when the dust settles, Jordan is still at the top. And everybody else is still looking up. If you think today's NBA has lost its way, smash that like button. If you think players need to respect the game and the fans who make everything possible, drop a comment below. And if you want more breakdowns exposing what's really going on in basketball, hit subscribe, because this conversation is just getting started.